A few hours ago, we broke the news that one of the world's most wanted terrorists, the leader of the Al-Qaida, Ayman al-Zawahiri, has been killed in Kabul. The United States President Joe Biden authorized a precision-tailored airstrike to target Zawahiri. He was hiding in a safe house located in downtown Kabul. Now, within that attack, 2 Hellfire missiles were used in the operation that killed bin Laden's successor. Zawahiri is known to have been a key architect in multiple attacks in the United States. He was deeply involved, for example, in the planning of the September 9/11 terror attacks in 2001. Reactions are coming in from countries across the world, right from Canada to Saudi Arabia, on what this milestone means. Before we go over to reporter and bring you more context, take a look at the CNN coverage on this story.
Justice has been delivered, and this terrorist leader is no more.
Described as a successful counterterrorism strike. Top U.S. officials confirming the death of al-Qaeda's leader over the weekend. On Monday, President Biden addressing the nation.
My fellow Americans, on Saturday, at my direction, the United States successfully concluded an airstrike in Kabul, Afghanistan that killed the emir of al-Qaeda, Ayman al-Zawahiri. He was deeply involved in the planning of 9/11. One of the most responsible for the attacks that murdered 2,977 people on American soil. For decades, he was the mastermind behind attacks against Americans.
Zawahiri led al-Qaeda for more than a decade. He was wanted on a $25 million reward for his role in the 9/11 attacks, the murder of U.S. nationals outside the United States, and an attack on a federal facility resulting in death. He took charge of the military group since the killing of Osama bin Laden in 2011.
The United States continues to demonstrate our resolve and our capacity to defend the American people against those who seek to do us harm. No matter how long it takes, no matter where you hide, if you are a threat to our people, the United States will find you and take you out.
Zawahiri's targeted death comes nearly a year after the U.S.'s military withdrawal from Afghanistan and the Taliban's takeover of the country. I'm Melissa Rainey reporting.
All right, part of why this death is in such focus is also because of the questions it throws up for the United States and Afghanistan and their relationship. Very quickly right now, we're going to take you through some of the big questions that this death throws up. As you already know, al-Zawahiri was killed in a central part of Kabul in Afghanistan. Currently, as you already know, Afghanistan has, over the last few years, had a Taliban government. The Taliban government has signed a Doha agreement with the United States, in which one of the things that they promise is that they won't shelter those who mean harm to the United States. Were they aware that Zawahiri was present in Kabul? And if so, why were they allowing it? That's question number 1. Question number 2, very quickly, this question is a continuation of the question we talked about a little while earlier. Did the Taliban give sanctuary to Zawahiri from 2021? Remember, Afghanistan is a country that's gone through a number of tumultuous political changes, one of which is that the United States pulled its military out of the country last year underneath United States President Joe Biden. This is the first major attack the United States has carried out above ground since then. The third question, and this is particularly important also, is the Taliban once again al-Qaeda's political shield? This is a question that's been asked multiple times of the Taliban government, whether or not the government is protecting terrorists on its own soil. Question 4, and this is a question we'll go into analysts with. What does the future of Al-Qaeda now hold? Remember, al-Zawahiri actually took over the Taliban. He took it on over from Osama bin Laden all the way back in 2011, once Osama bin Laden was killed. He's been the leader since. What does this mean? Will the Al-Qaeda get a new leader, or is the Al-Qaeda possibly already on its last breath? And then lastly, question number 5, how will this attack play out for the United States and for President Joe Biden? Remember, the United States' attempt to pull out their troops from Afghanistan was looked at as quite chaotic. Could this be the victory that they possibly needed? Now, very quickly, CNN's Fareed Zakaria breaks down for you more of what these developments mean for both countries. Take a look.
Joe Biden announces the United States has killed al-Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri. What does that mean for Al-Qaeda? Fareed Zakaria weighs in. This is a major strike, and it was successful in killing al-Zawahiri. What does this mean for Al-Qaeda?
Well, the symbolic blow is shattering. Zawahiri was in some ways more the architect of Al-Qaeda even than bin Laden. Zawahiri was the original Islamic jihadi militant. He was radicalized when he was 15 years old. He goes to jail as part of the assassination of Anwar Sadat, the president of Egypt, when he made peace with the Israelis. He has been the mastermind behind all of this. In some ways, you could argue that Al-Qaeda was a marriage or a fusion between Egyptian brains and Saudi money. Zawahiri was the Egyptian brains, bin Laden was the Saudi money. And so in some sense, he is the original, the founder, the symbol for many of the cadres, probably even more so than bin Laden. So symbolically, a huge setback. The truth is Al-Qaeda is in bad shape anyway. It is a shadow of what it used to be. And so I think that I'm not sure exactly how much effect it'll have operationally because it's already a pretty ragtag operation. But without question, the single biggest blow you could give to Al-Qaeda would be to decapitate Zawahiri.
So last year, Fareed, when you marked the 10th anniversary of the killing of Osama bin Laden, you said that Islamist terrorism isn't the threat it used to be. What do you think of the threat after this strike?
Well, I have been saying for a while, Don, that what we need to look at is the most important question is, are they inspiring people? Are they getting new recruits? Are they able to win people over to their cause? And in country after country, what you're finding is the answer is no. It's almost as though there was the sense of desperation and futility and hope in a lot of Islamic countries. They look to Al-Qaeda as some kind of radical way out. But very quickly, the charm wore off. They realized these are a band of thugs. When they got into power, whether it's ISIS or Al-Qaeda,